Okay, what I wanted to show you is how to do post-processing of your bottles and how you can punch up your label if your label is not showing really well. And so I've already got a render here that I've done. Okay, this is render out of Fusion. Okay, and now what I want to do is be able to punch up the logos on here. Okay, I think the saturation is kind of washed out a little bit, and I want to punch this a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to render just the text itself in an overlay where we can then punch it up in Photoshop. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to come in, and what we're going to do is change our background to black. Okay, and then we don't want a ground plane, so we just want the bottles by themselves. Okay, then the next thing we can do is we're going to bring in our material editor, and we're going to go in here under miscellaneous in here, and then we're going to open up base materials, and we're going to get this one is called base transparent. Okay, and let's just name this, we're going to name this mask. And what we're going to do to this is we're going to change this to black. We want the roughness up all the way, and then we want to change this to air. Alright, then what we're going to do is to come in here, let's go ahead and hide the cap and the liquid on each one of these. We don't need the cap or the liquid, so we can hide those. And then bottle, bottle, and bottle, and then I'm going to apply this to those bottles. For some reason my display's got a bug in it, and it's dropping out the actual name for the flavor in here, but it's going to render out okay. So there we go. Then I'm going to hit render, and then I'm going to make sure I output it the same size as my other, and then I'm going to hit render, and then I'm going to pause it while this renders, and then we'll come back and composite it together. Okay, so here's our render, and then here is the one that I rendered. This just got the branding on it. Okay, so I'm just going to hold down my shift key and drag that, put that on top, and but these perfectly align to each other. So now with this black selected, I'm going to go to my channels, okay, right here, and I'm going to hold down my control key, and I'm going to click on the icon right here, and it's going to select my logo. So then I go back to layers, and then I'm going to put a layer mask on this, and so all that will be left is my logos on top of there. So selecting the logos, I'm going to add 2 adjustment layers to it. I'm going to add in a vibrance adjustment layer, and I'm going to make sure that I click this button so it only adjusts this layer and not the one below it. And I'm also going to add a levels on it, and I'm going to adjust that one too. Alright, so we're going to go back down to our vibrance and substance, and I'm going to drag these to the right, and that's going to punch the colors of that. Turn it on and off. You can see how it's punching the colors, popping those back out. And then I can also come in here and I can adjust the levels on it if it gets a little washed out. And then I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. And so I'm just going to put these 3 in a group together, and I'll turn them on and off, and you can see how this is really punching those colors in there. And so adjust that. I'm going to come in and dodge on this green. Looks like that. These are popping off really well. And so I may decide to kind of mask that green on there. So what I might do is, okay, so that great, these popped off really nice. I'm losing a little bit in here, so I'm going to select this mask right here, and I'm going to come in here with black and paintbrush, change that down to opacity of around 30%, and then I'm just going to paint on that mask. So I'm kind of popping that one back out. And I'm going to do that on this right there too. Let's pop these back out. Okay, and then that's looking a little bit better. Okay. That's how you can come back in and post-process your final render to punch up the logo, because that's the main thing that the company wants, is their branding and the label to be popping off. Okay, hopefully that helps you. Thank you.